Hey everyone! Welcome to This Pop Culture Peach. I'm Robin, your host, with all the pop culture and entertainment news from this past week. So, this is my first episode. Welcome. I'm super excited. I have so many opinions about pop culture, entertainment, and I'm sure you guys too. It's the most fun thing to have opinions about. People, if you argue, it doesn't really matter. It's not like politics. It's not like sports where, you feel like somebody's gonna actually, hurt you if, you have a different opinion than them. But yeah, so it's a fun thing. Basically during my show, I want to just talk about movies, television shows, celebrity news, so much more. I'll be giving you all my opinions and asking for yours. So let's get started. So we're going to talk about a little bit of news in the entertainment world and pop culture. The first thing that I was very surprised about seeing on Twitter, Selena Gomez, she got a kidney transplant. I don't know if you guys knew this, but she's been struggling with lupus for a while. So she got a kidney transplant. It was just part of that. But just in the world of social media, TMZ, everything going on, I don't know, I was very surprised to find out that she had a kidney transplant during the summer. So amazing. Yeah, so go girl. Way to be strong. Deal with that. That's awesome. But yeah, apparently there's a new Powerpuff Girl. What? Her name's Bliss. Yeah, she's purple, has blue hair. Very interesting. Google image her. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not a big person on change, but I was a very passionate Powerpuff Girl fan. I was Blossom all the way. I would fight any of my friends who wanted to be her. I would explain all the reasons why. No, you're more like Bubbles, or you're more like Buttercup. Well, apparently now they can be more like Bliss, but still to this day, no one except me will be like Blossom. So yeah, check it out. New Powerpuff Girl, very interesting. So the next piece of news, Josh, Jamal, and Fergie have finally separated after 8 years. Super sad, obviously, if anyone separates. Very, very sad. Josh Jamal actually, I think it was back in 2008, was filming a movie here in Atlanta and got caught cheating on Fergie. But they made it past that, and we're still together, but just separated. So super sad. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, so another piece of sad news, Chris Pratt and Anna Faris. I'm super, super upset about this. I just feel like it's so selfish of them to separate. We love them. I'm just kidding. Seriously though, it's very sad. I feel for them. I just hope they both are happy. But on your side of things, look up their son. They have the world's cutest son. I will always stand by that. Look them up. They're amazing. Seriously, the cutest little boy ever. So last night, I don't know if you guys watched, but the Emmys were on. Super cool. Very fun. Stephen Colbert hosted. I was flipping back and forth between that and the game. So I'm only going to talk about some of the winners that I actually watch or have opinions on. But for Best Comedy, Veep won. You should definitely watch that. Veep is on HBO. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who is Elaine from Seinfeld, if you ever watched Seinfeld. Yeah, so she's the lead actress in it and actually won lead actress in a comedy last night. Donald Glover won Best Actor in a comedy. And Donald Glover, you might know him more as Childish Gambino. That might ring more of a bell. He's a cool dude. He actually won for his show Atlanta. Very funny show. And he also won Best Director for a comedy for his show Atlanta. And he made history. He was the first African American to win that. So go Donald Glover. Another fun fact about him is in the new live action Lion King movie coming up, he's voicing Simba, which I think is perfect. I'm very excited about that. So go Donald Glover. Best Drama, Handmaid's Tale, obviously. Apparently it's a very good show. I won't watch it. Creeps me out. But it's a very good show apparently, and they won. It's on Hulu. Best Actor in a Drama, Sterling K. Brown. He, of course, plays Randall in This Is Us. And then Best Actress, Elizabeth Moss, who won for her role in Handmaid's Tale. And she's actually a very interesting character. Elizabeth Moss is a Scientologist, but she's also just a really funny lady. I've been watching her in the past couple weeks, going on her, press tour and everything. She's a very funny lady. So Best Limited Series was Big Little Lies. Another show that I will stand by 100%. Fantastic. It was also based off a book, just like Handmaid's Tale was. Reese Witherspoon produced it. And Nicole Kidman actually won Best Actress in a Limited Series for her role in Big Little Lies. And if you watch the show, you will 100% agree she deserved that. Her husband in the show is played by Alexander Skarsgård, and he won for his role in that one supporting actor in a limited series. And Alexander Skarsgård, he is the guy who played in the live-action Tarzan. Yeah, so you might know him. Fun fact, his brother actually plays Pennywise in It. The clown in It is Alexander Skarsgård's brother. So there you go. They don't look similar, in my opinion. But so Best Variety Talk series was Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Another great show. So that's pretty awesome. Let's see here. Oh, Writing for a Comedy, Aziz Ansari and Lena Waithe. They won that for Master of None. Amazing. Master of None is on Netflix. It's hilarious. She had a really awesome speech afterwards as well. Definitely suggest watching Master of None. You might better know Aziz Ansari as Tom Haverford on Parks and Rec, or just for his comedy work. He's a very funny guy. Love him. And then the last thing I'm going to say about the Emmys is Sean Spicer showed up. Wow. Melissa McCarthy was tripped out. Everyone was. Of course, Melissa McCarthy played him in SNL. Hilarious. If you haven't seen that, look it up. Melissa McCarthy as Sean Spicer, and it will come up. It's hilarious. So he showed up. Great sense of humor. I thought that was really cool of him to do that. So, yeah. So moving on, last week, The Mindy Project premiered on Tuesday. The Mindy Project used to be on Fox, and it actually got moved to Hulu, which is cool because, well, now they get a lot more room to do stuff. They can do whatever they want. They're not held by the constraints of a network. Networks are always trying to tell shows what direction to take it, how they think it's best. Hulu and Netflix and Amazon, all those over-the-top providers don't really do that. Apparently, Fox had actually talked about the character that's played by Ed Weeks. His name's Jeremy, and they had said that Jeremy has to, quote, be a man, has to be a man. Basically, there's an evolution of this character, Jeremy, and if you watch the show, you see it. He's very much the playboy, he's got a British accent, he's the one that all the ladies swoon for, sleeps around, all that stuff. Well, as the show goes on, he evolves to a more weird character, has feminism, feministic, I don't know if that's a word, like traits to him. That's not what makes him weird. What makes him weird is that he has like a pet bird and has like phone conversations with it. That's what makes him weird. But Fox did not like that. They wanted him to be that typical playboy character. I think it's cool that he's not that way because I think we have plenty of those characters in the pop culture and entertainment world, and I like that Mindy Kaling and the rest of the people on the show decided to take it the next step. Now, Mindy Kaling is the one who created the show. She's the star in it, and she is better known for her role on The Office as Kelly Kapoor. Now, before you talk about how much you hate Kelly Kapoor, remember that you cannot hate Kelly Kapoor and The Office at the same time because Kelly Kapoor was played by Mindy Kaling, and Mindy Kaling was a writer for The Office. So if you like The Office, well, you gotta like Mindy Kaling. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, but my only thing that I did not like about the season premiere of The Mindy Project, and it just kind of irked me because I love the show and I want to love it so much, but there's just no character growth with the main character, Mindy. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but if you watch the episode, you'll see. It's just frustrating. You want her to be happy, and Mindy Kaling and the other writers have talked about how they never want to let her be happy. I don't know why. I want to let everyone be happy, and if I was writing a character, especially since this is the last season of the show, I want to see conclusions, and I'm sure that there will be. I'm giving it more time, obviously, but that was just kind of upsetting to see for me. But moving on, so another show that premiered last week was Broad City, and if you have not seen Broad City, go on Hulu. If you don't have Hulu, get Hulu. Then once you get Hulu, go on and watch Broad City. It's so good. Rotten Tomatoes actually give it a 99%, which is crazy to me. Because Rotten Tomatoes, I feel like what I like, Rotten Tomato hates, and Rotten Tomatoes, like what they like, I hate. But finally, we've aligned. Thank you, Rotten Tomatoes. But the new episode was so good. It's about how the two main characters, Abby and Alana, meet. Short episode, very good. It's a hilarious show. Watch it. They're two best friends. They're comedians. A lot of it's improv. Very worth it. But it's, maybe it's not for everyone. But the first episode was very relatable. It talks about the first meeting, but it also just kind of gives that common theme of college isn't everything, and you're not always going to meet your lifelong friends in college, but you might just meet them on the subway. So yeah, check it out. But moving on past television, let's get into the music world, in particular, Taylor Swift. I'm not going to go into too much detail about her new music. I mean, it's a little bit frustrating, but I stuck with her going through the Taylor Swift and Fearless album to transforming to Speak Now and Red, and then completely out of country to 1989. With her new songs coming out and the new album Reputation coming out in November, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to continue to listen to her. I'll always love her, but I'm just not sure. But the music's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about her new ticketing system. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but you know how you go and you try to buy concert tickets and they say they're sold out. But you can find them on another site. And then they have them for a ridiculous price, like hundreds of dollars. And you're like, what the heck? This is not how much the ticket should be. That's because they buy them all out and do that. Well, artists are trying to come up with a way to prevent that. And it's what Taylor Swift has done. It's through this ticketing system where you register as a fan, and then, whenever the time comes to buy tickets, it's almost like they're saved for you before any other outside entity can buy them. Super great idea. I'm all for it. However, Taylor Swift has added a new thing to her ticketing system where there's certain things that you can do and buy that will boost your chance of getting a ticket. So, like going and watching her music video 5 times every day on YouTube will get you a boost. Buying her album several times, which, why would you buy an album several times? I guess for gifts? I don't know. That gives you boost. Buying merchandise gives you boost. So basically, if you have more money or more time, you're more likely to get a ticket. Now, I don't know what y'all are thinking, but to me, it sounds like exploiting your fans. You're just taking advantage of them, and a lot of them can't afford it. That's why they're using this ticketing system. It's to be protected. But now, instead of this system being created to protect the fans, it's almost like it's being used to exploit the fans. I don't like that, but, what do y'all think? let me know. You can go on my Twitter at Robin_McIntyre, ROBIN_MCENTIRE. You can go on there. Let me know what you think, or you're welcome to just let me know on the app right now. But I think it's exploitation. I don't like it, but I'm still a Taylor Swift fan. I can't help it. She's just amazing. But one last interesting thing that I will say about Taylor Swift is, so Andy Cohen, I love him. He has this show, Watch Robin's Live. He's the one that's created the amazing franchise of The Real Housewives. Shout out to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Watch it, y'all. Also on Hulu. Get Hulu. But Andy Cohen's amazing. So he has Maggie Gyllenhaal on his show. And Maggie Gyllenhaal is currently in a new show called Deuce on HBO. It's about the beginning of the porn industry in the 70s. Whatever. But she's in a lot of other stuff too. But she was on the show, and her brother is Jake Gyllenhaal, who you might know as, a famous actor, but also obviously he also dated Taylor Swift back during the Red album phase. And a lot of her songs on there were about Jake Gyllenhaal. And All Too Well is one of them. And one of the lyrics of All Too Well, which is a great song, said, "I left my scarf there at your sister's house and you've still got it." So Maggie Gyllenhaal is his sister. Therefore, Taylor Swift's scarf should be Maggie Gyllenhaal's house. So a fan tweets in and asks Andy to ask her about this scarf. And it's hilarious. You should go back and watch the episode of Watch Robin's Live and see her reaction on it. It's fantastic. I'll also share it on my Twitter. It's amazing. She basically just talks about how she doesn't know where the scarf is and people keep asking her. It's hilarious. You should check it out. But it made me so happy as a crazed, obsessed Taylor Swift fan, and also realizing that I'm not the only fan who sits there and tries to get timelines and overlap them and figure out based on lyrics what boyfriend she's talking about. Because obviously I do that. That's why I listen to Taylor Swift. Duh. So yeah, check that out. Moving on. Have you guys seen the movie Lion? I feel like my family thinks I'm going crazy because I can't stop telling everybody about it. It's so good. It's on Netflix. Watch it. It's about a little Indian boy, and when he's 5, he gets lost, and then he gets adopted, and then he comes back 25 years later and tries to find his family. It's heart-wrenching. Watch it when you're feeling a little bit more emotionally stable than normal, because afterwards you will not be stable. I promise you, unless you're dead inside, which is my boyfriend. But it's fine. Lion's amazing. Watch it. It's on Netflix. Moving past that. I know that this is a little bit of old news, and I should probably stay more relevant, But I'm too passionate about this, and my show just started, so we're going to talk about it. Game of Thrones. I don't know if you heard about it. It's not very popular. But, just kidding, obviously it's amazing. Its finale happened over the summer, and we won't get into detail about how I'm mad about them splitting the last season up just to dangle it in front of us. HBO is ridiculous sometimes, but it's fine. I want to talk about what happened on the finale, and the first thing we're going to talk about is the very end. The dragon. Yes, it blew up the wall. Probably should have said spoiler alert, because that's like the biggest spoiler alert, but if you haven't watched it yet, sorry, like you kind of deserve that. Blew up the wall. One, I was like upset about it, but at the same time, like, it's kind of Jon Snow and Daenerys and like all the other people who were there north of the wall and saw what the Night King could do. They know, based on the polar bear attack, that he can get animals to become White Walkers. So why in the world did they let this happen? She should have turned her dragon right around, like, whenever he killed her dragon, she should have turned around and lit him up right then. I don't understand why that didn't happen. None of this would have ever happened if they would have just done that. But they didn't. They flew away, and now this has happened. And that's super depressing. But one thing that we saw was whenever the White Walkers were leaving, I don't know if you guys saw, but it was all shaped like a dire wolf. The Stark, like, house emblem. Yeah, when the White Walkers, go back and watch it, or you can Google image it, because everybody's talking about it. When they get past the wall, they all shape into a dire wolf, like the crowd shape. And that kind of goes along with this really odd theory that people are having. Now, it's just a theory, so don't start yelling at me and saying, you're giving a spoiler. It's a theory. And if you haven't seen it yet, then what are you doing? Are you living underneath a rock? Because people are saying that they think Brandon Stark, aka Three-Eyed Raven, could be the Night King. Now, I don't want this to be true. It's going to make me so angry because the Starks should always all be good. However, Brandon Stark did say, I'm no longer Brandon Stark. I'm the Three-Eyed Raven, which is like dumb. But it makes it a little bit, well, he's not a Stark anymore. But basically the theory goes that he went back in time to try to stop the White Walkers from being created, and he got stuck in the Night King's body, and is now like this evil Night King. I don't know. There's a lot more details to it. I'm like, don't know that much about it. Look it up and read it and let me know what you think. And we can talk about it again next week if it's something that interests you guys. But my favorite part was Littlefinger finally getting his throat and dying, basically. That was amazing. I was much happier about that than what was going on with Jon Snow and Daenerys, which, if you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. The Littlefinger situation was amazing, though, because I was so upset the entire season feeling like Sansa and Arya were going to be against each other. And so when that happened, that whole scene, I mean, my heart melted. It was great. I was so happy. It was so good. But it's starting to feel like that this season, everything that we've been wanting to happen all along is finally happening. And I kind of noticed it, but I didn't pay much attention to it. I just thought, well, they're wrapping up the show because, of course, they only have like 2 seasons and all this stuff. But I read an article talking about how they think HBO, since this is the first season that they're writing, the author didn't come up with the book quick enough, and HBO wanted to move forward, so they bought the writing rights, I guess, to it. So they wrote this one and this season, and it's starting to feel a lot more like fan fiction. Everything we're wanting to happen. Jon Snow and Daenerys, all the Starks coming back, the Night King being able to turn the dragon into a White Walker. All of this, it just feels very much like exactly all the theories you've seen before. But I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. It's exciting, of course, whenever, you know, it's happening and you're really pumped about it and it gets the show a lot more like credit and excitement, but it's not what we're used to, you know? I mean, Game of Thrones is the worst thing that could possibly happens, plus they kill 12 people that we love. Hashtag Red Wedding, still upset about it, but like that's what we're used to. That's what made Game of Thrones so good because you didn't know it was going to happen. And now that it's like everything we've been wanting to happen happens, it's a lot of, oh, I knew that was going to happen, or I called that. And like, that was what made Game of Thrones so awesome, is that stuff didn't happen. So, I don't know. But, let's move on past Game of Thrones. You can let me know what you think about that. Look up more theories. Whatever you want. It's fine. So, moving on. we're going to start to close out the show here. It's a little bit of a short one, but I want to look forward. What is to come in this big world of pop culture and entertainment? Well, the live-action version of Aladdin finally has a release date. Yay! And it's May 24th of 2019. So that kind of sucks. It's going to be a while, but they better make it good, and it will be. And if you're as much of a Disney fan as I am, which I find a little bit impossible, but if you are, you're just excited as I am. Will Smith is playing Genie, so that's going to be super exciting. So that's to come. But another piece of work, I continue that trend. Reese Witherspoon is writing a new show with Jennifer Aniston about morning talk shows. So I'm really excited about that. I love talk shows. Didn't know if you can notice, but I do. And that's going to be really exciting. So we have that to look forward to. But on ending, though, I just want to say, no matter how sweet we are, we all have our salty moments. Some more than others. I know I can have a lot more salty moments than the normal human being. But I want to share my salty moment from last week with you guys. So going back to Reese Witherspoon, she was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, and Andy Cohen always likes to ask, you know, you've kissed a lot of actors, and he'll bring up actors' names and compare them and be like, okay, who's the better kisser? And I'm leaning forward, you know, like, yes, who's the better kisser? I have to know, because I will never get to kiss these people. Not that I want to, but I just want to, know, give a girl a little bit of something. And their answer, no matter if it's a woman answering or a man answering, they always say, oh, Andy, it's like comparing apples to oranges. No, you can't say that. You're giving me no information. He might as well not even ask that question. No, you tell me who is the better kisser, and then you better tell me why. Or if you don't want to say it, if you truly believe it is like apples to oranges, oh, well, there's just two different types of kissers, which I don't understand. I feel like there's two ways to kiss. Bad, good, whatever. But if you're going to say they're apples to oranges, then give me something. Give me some details. Why are they different? I need more. And I understand that you don't want to offend your fellow, like, co-stars and all that stuff, but I don't care. I need it. So I was pretty salty about that, Reese Witherspoon. Come on, girl. You gotta let me know more. I want more. I want more. But since we'll always end on a positive note, my peachy moment of the week was finding out that Mindy Kaling is having a girl. She's been pregnant. I'm so excited that she's pregnant, and she's having a girl. So go Mindy Kaling. I'm super happy for you. It's old news, but it still makes me feel peachy. So I'm pretty happy about it. But yeah, so that's my show, y'all. Thanks for listening. For all the news that I talked about tonight and so much more throughout the week, I will be retweeting stuff, liking stuff. Check it out on my Twitter at Robin_McIntyre. Please check it out. It's all entertainment stuff. I don't really tweet about anything but entertainment stuff. And feel free to contact me with suggestions, topics, anything you want to discuss with me. Just bring it up, and we'll talk about it on the show next time for sure. But until next time, Monday nights at 7, this has been This Pop Culture Peach. Have a great week, you guys.